What's up, everybody? So it's Nick Shabazz, man, aka Mr. Be Prepared, Not Scared. So, as you can see, the title is Finding Security in Your Insecurity. So, this was a kind of tough subject because sometimes you got to bring up some old emotions and some old feelings that you either suppressed or you got over, but know that what you're doing is for the better, and it's bigger than you, so it's not just for you. So what you may have went through or what you're going through is for to help somebody else, right? So the first topic I'm gonna touch on for find security in your insecurities is first acknowledgement, right? So in the acknowledgement stage, you go through this thing where you gotta acknowledge first that you're insecure about whatever situation it is, whatever it is, right? And this is hard because most people don't even want to admit that they're in denial. It's like they're in denial. I mean, they don't even want to admit that they're insecure or whatever the case may be. And it's crazy how it works because it seems like sometimes the closest people to us are the ones that cause our insecurities, right? So it's like you might hear something, growing up, oh, you ain't good enough, or you ain't smart enough, you ain't pretty enough, or like you dream too big, man. You might want to change your decisions, or lower your expectations so that you don't get disappointed in the future. And that's crazy because those people, when they do stuff like that, it's like they're casting their fears or they're casting their limitations, whatever they're fearful about. They putting those fears on you, and then and becoming that and going through your phase, man, and that becoming your insecurity. You start believing a lot of the stuff that they say. So you'll look at yourself the way that they perceive you. Oh, you too fat. Oh, you too big. Oh, you this. Oh, yeah, I know. And the first step is acknowledging one that you insecure. And that pull back like some wounds, because it might come up with some things like maybe when you were younger or whatever, and you might tell boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, husband, wife, some of your insecurities, and then sometimes when you get into like a heated argument or something, those same insecurities come up, so you never really get over yourself about that, man. So the first step is acknowledging those insecurities, and then after that, it's a nice little process that you got to do, because you got to reprogram your mind on some other things. So that's the first one. Okay, so now we go into the second phase, right, which is forgiveness. And to me, forgiveness is one of the most powerfulest things in the world. For one, in order to forgive, first you got to get out of yourself. You got to get out of ego. You can't operate on like a lower frequency. What I mean by lower frequency is like a lower vibration of your mind, of your electromagnetic field that you're putting out to everybody. Everything in this world has an electromagnetic field. So when you operate at, when you forgive, that causes you to elevate, because it doesn't matter what no one else did or no one else does. Like you really, you kind of getting out of your emotions, right? You're not operating out of your emotions. You're operating out of a bigger level, a deeper spiritual level. So when you don't forgive, right, and you still in your insecure place, like most of the time, like you might be asked to give advice. So when you don't forgive and you in that insecure place, you giving advice out of like bitterness. So you're giving a lot of bitter advice because you're insecure, you don't feel good about yourself, you in a whole bad way. So and giving that bitter advice, that's, it's not good, for one, on a spiritual level or on any level, because one, you killing somebody whether it's spiritually or physically, like the choice that they have to make, because when they come to you, they kind of already broken and stuff like that. So if you give somebody some bitter advice, you could be killing them in a spiritual sense or a physical sense. Like what you say, like has their blessings connected to it. Like a lot of times, like we tend to forget that other people's blessings are tied to us. Just like we may be tied to other people. We tied to other people's blessings. And if you look at it on a bigger level, you'll take yourself out a lot of the time. You'll die to yourself. Like daily and stuff like that. So when you die to yourself, that means you put in the mission. The mission is more important than you. So you gotta be mindful of that bitter information, because God will punish you, karma will punish you, whatever you believe in, like that thing will punish you. And then sometimes in our insecurities, we kind of mix up our little, I don't want to say totem pole, but I'll say we mix up our hierarchy, or the hierarchy of the world for real. So in my old room at my house, I had God first, family, and then everything else. And then when I say family, I mean like you self-sufficient, self-serving, and you making sure your family good, and stuff like that. Sometimes we intertwine these things, and when we intertwine these things, we kind of make God last, or God not even an option. So when we do stuff like that, we'll sit back and we'll wonder like, oh man, this stuff just keep happening to me, but God already said He's a jealous God, right? So we're not gonna get into religion, but like as I said in some of my other videos, I'm spiritual, right? So I got a relationship with God. I'm not pushing that on nobody else, but that's my thing. You know what I mean? So God first, then family, then everything else. And if you keep that hierarchy, God will reward you with what you want. And it's only when that hierarchy is out of whack and you make God a secondary option, or not even an option, and then you find yourself with all types of hell and all types of stuff you're going through, and you try to figure this stuff out. When if you keep it, God, everything else, He'll make sure that He talks to you in that still small voice. When you spend time, when you got that relationship with Him. It's just you and Him time. You know what I mean? You're not rushing the situation, or you're not rushing the process, but you trust in the process and know that in each phase of your life, God is preparing you to get bigger and better. You just got to pay attention to the signs and wonders that follow. Okay. So here's the third one, right? The third one is love, right? So we already talked about acknowledging forgiveness and then love. So coming out of your insecurity, once you really come out of that, you find a newfound love for yourself. Um, and it's like a newfound inner peace, so like nothing outside can disrupt that inner peace, or that self-love. Most of the time, and I'm not saying that you don't love yourself when you're insecure, but what I'm saying is you don't love yourself properly when you're insecure, because you start believing other people's perception of you, and it kind of it throws a monkey wrench into stuff, because you start wondering, well, who am I really? Like, am I really this person? Am I that person? You don't know if you want to stay, your true self, which you really know, or you want to be the person that everybody else sees or everybody else expects you to be. And sometimes a lot of people think that love is always passive. Now, love is not always passive. Love can be tough, and these decisions that you make in love, some of them be the toughest decisions that you got to make, because love will cause you to see people for who they are, and like who they really are, and see situations for what it really is. And in these situations, when you see people and when you see these situations for what they are, like you're left to decide if that situation or that person fits you or doesn't fit you. And sometimes we get caught up with the attachment thing. We get attached to somebody and think that we can't live without them, or think that we get attached to a situation and think that, oh, we got to be in this situation, but then we stuck, like, and we discombobulated on how can I be in this situation, or how can I be with this person and still make it to the next level. Love will decipher that for you. Love decides, who should stay in your life and who should not, or where you should be, what situation you put yourself in, or what situation you take yourself out of. So love decides that, and if you really pay attention, it's tough, but it's even tougher living or existing and not really living and not loving yourself. So when you exist, you just here. I'm here, no plans, no nothing. You just, like, you think that whatever you see with your physical eyes is just it. But if you look at it, we two part spirit, one part physical. So we got a spirit and we got soul and then we got body, right? So if we look at it like that, we're supposed to look at more stuff on a deeper level or a bigger level, on a spiritual level, more so than a physical level. And if we do that, yeah, of course, our flesh will be hurt sometimes, because some people, they just not meant to go. It is what it is. And we kind of try to bring people with us, but then in bringing people with us, we kind of, like, we're our own detriment. You know what I mean? So we just gotta be mindful of the stuff, and then when we see this stuff, when God, reveals certain stuff or show us certain stuff, if we keep God first, that means we trust His process. So if we trust His process, when He starts showing us stuff, it's up to us to either, rock with it, roll with the punches, or, get out of there. So, okay, so this is the last category that, I want to talk about. And this category is choice, right? A lot of people, when they put themselves in situations, they want to blame somebody else, or they want to blame God, right? But the truth of the matter is, we need to look inward, blame ourselves, because the choice is ours. So when you see these, like your insecurities, when you see your insecurities and you functioning like, everything okay, and it's not, and you choose, and you choose to stay there or stay in that situation, then you get mad when, stuff don't go the way you want it to go. Like that's your choice. It's a lot of stuff is based on choice, right? So I think that if for anybody, if you want to make better choices, you gotta start with, yourself, like, and knowing yourself, right? So you gotta know what you want, what you will put up with, what you won't put up with. The more you know yourself, the better of a choice you can make. Like, and don't blame nobody else for the choices that you make. So with that said, man, it's like, I hope that, and I'm gonna try, different little styles, but I hope you like this style, because this came to me, and then, and even with getting my notes, I had to bring up some old emotions and stuff that I had, open up some old wounds. But the thing is, because I'm changing myself every day, right? And I'm working to be the best version of me every day. When you bring up these emotions, even though they come, certain stuff still come with it, but my choice is I'm not going to let that defeat me, and I'm not going to stay in that insecure place, or that insecure, like, I'm bigger than that, I'm better than that. And whoever tries to put me back in that box, in that insecure place, or try to bring up some old stuff or something in the past, or try to make me live in the past, then my choice is to just, leave that situation how it is. Like, that's somebody that I don't need in my life. That's somebody that that doesn't have, my best interests. So the thing is, you gotta choose where you want to go, choose who you want there with you, and choose, just choose wisely, man. And I promise you, if you keep those three things, man, I tend to find that you keep those three things in order, then you'll make the right decision. So God first, family, and then everything else, and stuff will just start attracting itself to you. Like whatever type of energy you put off, that's the type of stuff that's going to attract itself to you. So in this video, at some point in this video, I think I'm gonna put it at the end that just the vibration levels and how you vibrate at certain emotions that you have. So the higher your vibration, the higher level of like freedom, love, the higher level of you can operate on, man. So this type of video, I hope that you it helped you, and I hope that you take it how it was given, and that's in love, man. And I talk about my personal situation because I know other people going through the same thing. It's just that sometimes as men we suffer in silence, or sometimes even as women we suffer in silence, and don't want nobody to know what's going on because we don't want nobody to think, oh, we crazy, we losing it or whatever. But once you acknowledge certain stuff and expose yourself to certain things, then that's the only way you can grow. You know what I mean? So like I said, one of my other videos I got, grow through what you go through. So everything you go through is a learning experience. So as you get through it, man, just know that you grew and you made it through that thing, right? So whenever anything else hits you or try to like take you back down or put you back in a bad space or an insecure place, look at where you came from, man, and know that you overcame it. And if you overcame that, you can overcome anything. So until next Tuesday, man. So focus on the mission, not the money. Trust the process. Don't rush the process. Be prepared for life, not scared. Be prepared for death, not scared. Be prepared for everything, not scared. So be prepared, not scared. Share the video, like the video, comment on the video. Tell me what you think. I got some other topics we're going to touch up on, man. But until next Tuesday, man, peace. And y'all be blessed.